And lastly, we've come to the cardstock pieces of the set, which we basically have two crystals and two rows of ribs. So essentially, again, these are cardstock cutouts. I will not be showing you how to do it because the box literally comes with instructions on how to put them together. So you need to know, buy it, look at the sheet, and work with it. So with that being said, first, we're going to take out the ribs here for just a sec, and we're going to pretty much talk about the crystals because they're pretty easy to talk about. First up, we're going to take a look at the crystals, which are basically two-piece crystals, which you have one piece to act as the sand, and the big part of the crystal, which is essentially just the big part of the crystal itself. There's really not much to say. And I'll say it once, I said in my last review with the crystals, and I'll say in this one, these deserved to be made of plastic. It's kind of weird that they were able to produce so many actual crystals that are made of plastic for the Hollow Earth blind things, but they're not able to produce it for this set, and instead rely on the same type of crystals that come with the other set, just color coded. If you don't believe me, they're essentially the same exact crystals, again, just different colors. You assemble them the same way, they come the same way. In fact, the only real difference is that they're made, well, they're just blue. Bluish green, I should add, like a teal, turquoise type color. But again, the printing looks nice, and I do like the pretty much the innovation for what you get with these type of crystals, and they do look good on a display. But the problem is they're made of cardboard. They're not going to last. These little cardstock flimsy things, especially the fact that these are meant to go along with kids' toys, kids are just gonna take them and pretty much go to town with them. Like these things are not gonna last like more than a week. But for a diorama, it's not bad, especially if it's more towards the back of a display. That I kind of understand. But if it's more front facing, just put it to the back, man. Just buy yourself some hollow crystals and put them there. So I don't really have a lot to say about the crystals themselves because they're essentially the same thing that came with the previous set, just blue. However, what's not really weak at all, or actually pretty unique in that sense, is going to be these rib cages. And even though, again, I think I would have honestly preferred them being made of plastic, not cardstock, I feel like these kind of warrant it being better as cardstock rather than how the crystals are made of cardstock. That being said, they are different pieces, so you can put them together and have like one big diorama. Put Godzilla and Shimo in, putting Godzilla in the ribs. Oh, it's putting it a little bit more like this. There you go, close enough. Whatever. So just for a closer look, we're gonna pretty much start with this one. They're made of basically the same thing, just kind of flipped. You have one rib cage that's attached to the thing, and then two more you have to insert, plus another one that's kind of like at the back, and it's like that on both sides, so you know it's like a duplicate print. That being said, it honestly gives the good illusion that, like, yeah, these are made of, well, at first glance, they look like they are made of plastic until you look at it and they're not. But I will say that the printed detail's really good, and it definitely kind of merits itself well with, like, the red and the blue. And even though this isn't really scene accurate to when Godzilla and Shimo are fighting, because they fight in the middle of the Hollow Earth, which is like I think the Iwi tribes like temple place, like the three crystal temples. I think it's like three on each side, like two on the roof. Sorry, three on the roof, three on the ground. Well, I mean, technically it's the Hollow Earth, so it's like middle. You get what I'm talking about. So now, personally, I am still again on the fence about it being cardstock, but I think like overall, this has the best execution of any of the cardstock sets because crystals, nice little novelty, whatever. The firewalls, kind of faulty, at least on my particular copy, because they don't tend to stay together all that great. And I might end up having to tape it because I'm looking at it right now and I could very well have to tape mine down. But these these look great. Like, they add some dimension. I know, like, the lava falls also add some dimension, but these really add some dimension. And again, I know it's not very scene specific because they were fighting in the Hollow Earth temple thing, and these rib cages were not there. They are in the Scar King throne room, which kind of makes you wonder why these weren't included in there, but they're here, even though Shimo or Godzilla never really appear. Whatever. I mean, probably would have been hard to actually do. Actually, they could have done a Rio set with this. Godzilla and Shimo fight there. Maybe. Whatever. Point is, these are what they come with, and the printing on the rib cages look great. I like it. So overall, I will say that as far as the cardstock accessories go, they're good. I think visually they match the figures here better because like it's easier having red and blue together than purple mixed in with what's supposed to be warm colors. So kind of clashes, doesn't it? But whatever. Overall, I think that these are probably better than the Kong vs. Scar King set, the ones that they come with. So yeah, there's that. And for some quick size comparisons, here they are next to their original counterparts, with the original Godzilla Evolved with Heat Ray, and the original Shimo with Frostbite Blast, which, if I have to honestly pick like a who's better, I'll go in more depth in a separate videos for these guys. I will honestly say that the Shimo here is a bit better than the Shimo here. As for the Godzilla, sheer quality is concerned, I have to honestly say him over him. His paint job is definitely better of the two, but there's definitely a plastic difference that I'm not crazy. I totally think that this one has a bit more of a durable feel than this one does. And for some more size comparisons, here they are next to some other Godzilla figures, specifically NECA, with the NECA Godzilla 2014, still my all-time favorite figure in the entire collection, and the NECA Godzilla 2024, Godzilla Khan the New Empire, Godzilla Evolved, bootleg. And for the last size comparison, here they are next to their other brethren with the Kong vs. Scar King set, Kong and Scar King himself. And so overall, what do I think of this set? I think that this is honestly the better set of the two. If I had to choose one, it'd be this one. Why? Because one, I'm a biased person who just likes Godzilla more than Kong, and two, the color just pleases me better, I guess, because I'm more of a sucker for blues than I am for, well, pretty much warmer, lighter, cooler colors than I am for warmer colors. I don't know why. I think just blue and green are my two favorite colors, blue more. But with that being said, I definitely think that there are some duds in this. For example, Godzilla's plastic quality took a dive. My head, the rubber parts are much more squishier, especially the head and the arms. The legs feel much more hollow, on mine at least. And it just doesn't have the same plastic quality. I know it doesn't look any different, but trust me, it is definitely different. Shimo has a major defect when it comes to the paint application, especially the fact that mine lost all of its blue paint or doesn't have it at all and only has a mild blue spray on the bottom and only has the blue sprays on the top of her. Meanwhile, the cardstock accessories are cool, but they're not going to last. However, I think that this set really works when you put them all together in a diorama display like this. And when you have them all together, this is when the set really shines, and you can really get a Godzilla vs. Shimo set the same way you can get a Kong vs. Scar King set. Personally, again, it's the better set in my opinion, especially when this Shimo is supposed to be painted correctly. But that being said, again, I like this set. I really do. I'm happy to have it in my collection, and I think just the color clashing together just makes this set all the more worthwhile. And again, maybe my personal bias compared to for the color blue, and here we have an almost completely blue Godzilla set. But here we are. So, again, I overall rate this set, I'm going to say an 8.5 out of 10. I definitely think that the duds are there, but as a whole set, it's really well-rounded, gives you pretty much anything and everything you want, beam effects, 2 tentacular monsters, and some accessories that you can well, hopefully not destroy, because these things are brittle. They're cardstock, so probably should be made of plastic. But again, as a display, it's pretty cool. But with that being said, it's definitely my personal favorite of not the whole Playmates line, but definitely my personal favorite of the GXK collection so far. But with that being said, where's my Godzilla, Kong, and the pyramids, huh, Playmates? Thank you guys for watching. If you guys liked it, definitely subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out, everyone.